Apple's HomePod Gen 2 is here and ready for smart homes. As more and more smart devices are being released by different companies, there is no surprise when there will come a time where we will have fully operational smart homes in this world. A home where you literally do not have to do anything. The home itself will do all the simple stuff for you. But of course, we still have quite the long way to go. But for one of the biggest tech companies in the world, they are just getting started and are looking forward to making that dream a reality. This is Apple. This is HomePod. Hello everyone and welcome to another video from your friends at Lit Technology, the channel that you come to when you need to know more about everything and anything related to technology. In this video, we are going to take a look at the newly released HomePod from Apple and talk more about the potentials of having a smart home thanks to this device. So, if you enjoy the video at any point, make sure to hit the subscribe button and like the video. It's free and helps us a ton. Only takes you a couple of minutes. That being said, let us head on to the video now. Now, before we continue and talk more about the new iteration of the Apple HomePod, I think that it would be important to dive into a little bit of history. So, if the term HomePod sounds familiar to you, that is because the first generation was announced in 2017 and later released in February of the following year. And it had its fair share of good moments, such as The Verge describing it as having a richer and fuller sound. And other things were also praised for it because of how it brought the speaker game to another level. However, it also had its share of criticisms. Some companies reviewed it poorly because of its lack of support for third-party services. Because of this, the HomePod first generation was unable to be flexible in comparison to its main competitors of smart speakers such as Alexa or Google Assistant. Because of problems like this, among others, the first generation of HomePods were discontinued in March 2021 as Apple were leaning towards the HomePod Mini as it was cheaper, cost efficient, and could do basically the same things. Now, because of the huge potential of having a smart home, a lot of startups and companies wanted to finish the vision of Apple. They wanted to create a central hub of creating a smart home that starts off with the speakers, and they have done a fairly good job of starting them. But like the Apple HomePod, there are problems with their interconnectivity. What if the company goes bankrupt? What will happen to the device? Questions like these are the reason why a lot of people believe that Apple will be the first one to complete this dream. And after 2 years, Apple has finally released the second generation of the HomePod, and we are going to talk about it in this video. In February of this year, Apple released the all-new second generation of the HomePod, which improved a lot from the old version and added more features that would really benefit the smart home dream of ours. So, HomePod is a smart speaker that is developed and engineered by the one and only Apple. In the first generation of HomePod, its main purpose was to play Apple Music. And for its time, it was a generally good product. But now it has a lot more to offer. And now the second generation has a lot more features to showcase. It can make everyone in the room hear thanks to the powerful motors that drive the sound to be great, a super clean bass, and just awesome audio all around. It has an array of beamforming tweeters surrounding it, allowing the speakers to optimize the sound in a higher frequency.
If you're looking for life insurance but don't want to have to take a medical exam, you may be wondering how much coverage you can get. The good news is that if you qualify for no medical exam life insurance, you can get up to $2 million in coverage. Please click link in description or call 888-405-4866.
And because of these new parts that are integrated in the speakers, if you put the HomePod in the middle of the room, the sounds will bounce around, creating a surround sound effect that you just won't get from other speakers. This immerses you from everything that you listen to, music, podcasts, or just background noise from a video you are watching on YouTube. It also has a lot of sensors that are impressive. Don't worry, we will get into those in a bit. But for now, know that there are sensors included in this device. But the sensor that is probably the most impressive it has is the sensor to understand the room. Now I will be explaining this in layman's terms to make it easier to understand. But basically, the built-in mic on the device will sense where exactly it is in the room. Because of this, the speakers will automatically adjust so that everyone in the room can hear the best sounds possible. That is super impressive. So even if you don't put it in the middle of the room, you will still be impressed by the sound it makes. But I think that the really neat feature that it has is with its dual feature. What I mean by that is that you are able to pair up one HomePod to another, and then connect both devices to your phone. This is particularly impressive if you want to really set the mood for a big room. This will give you a wider soundstage and just better audio quality. Now, if you are living with your family or a group of people, you guys can enjoy music while being in other parts of the house or apartment. The pairing system is also great for movies. If you happen to have a smart TV and would like to watch movies, the HomePod is great as it allows you to really immerse yourself in the series or show you are watching, as we have stated earlier in this video. Or if you want, you can send them a voice message and they will get it in the other room. You don't have to get up from your bed or computer and go to the other room. You can just HomePod them. That might be a verb in the future, but probably the most anticipated thing about the HomePod by a lot of fans is the smart AI of the device. Yeah, you have Siri on your phone, but what if Siri was on the HomePod? This opens a lot of new possibilities in the near future. You could even say that the HomePod will be a stepping stone for Apple to fully achieve a smart home. Let me explain. Because Siri is an intelligent feature, you can command it to do the basic things in your home. Things such as ordering food from the pizza place, making it do chores such as opening curtains, playing songs, and a whole lot of other things. A lot of things are possible just by saying the key phrase, "Hey Siri." If you have been using Apple for a while, you know how easy life is thanks to Siri. And the HomePod will take it to another level by making it do the things automatically while you are asleep or at work. But if you feel that Siri can be a little wonky with how voice activation works, you can always manually input the time things automate. In fact, even if you are far from home, you can still control the devices, which I think is really impressive. Now, it is no surprise that this device is leading to Apple creating a set of devices that can bring the smart concept to the smart home. The HomePod is really something that starts with and works their way up. Now, personally, it would be nice for them to have a central hub to control every device. The HomePod does that, but you have to connect it to your phone, as the HomePod does not have a screen that comes with it. Yes, it does have a little screen, but the actions you can do with it are quite limited. I think what I am looking for right now is something like an iPad, but is specifically made for adjusting and working on your home settings. Yes, it will be cheaper than the iPad, but the main feature for this device is to control the house. I heard that Apple is currently working on a product like this one, but we will have to wait and see. But yes, the device can be programmed to do a set of commands given conditions such as time. This will be much easier to control in comparison to the HomePod with its little touch screen on top. But what do you think about this idea? Be sure to comment down below your thoughts on the newly released HomePod Gen 2, as we are excited to see your comments down below. But that will be all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. Until next time on Lit Technology.